and welcome to My Piano Method with me, Michelle Orp. This is my beginner to grade course, Module 4. Now it's time to look at tempo and tempo markings. Now tempo in music is really important because it tells us how quickly or slowly to play a piece of music. And the composer would have picked a tempo which is appropriate to the style and type of composition he has written. So it's important you understand how to follow these. Now tempo markings are in Italian, so you do have to learn some of them, but let's take a look. So tempo markings, what are they and what do they mean? Well, tempo as an Italian term means speed and time. And basically, tempo dictates the style, the speed and the feel of a piece of music. So you will come across these words in your sheet music. Now there are 7 tempo markings that we're going to learn today. Largo, Adagio, Andante, Moderato, Allegro, Presto and Prestissimo. Now for each of these tempos you are given an idea of the beats per minute. So when we're talking about beats per minute, we're talking about the pulse of the piece of music. Now to most of the songs that we've learned so far in this course, I play a metronome. So that's that steady beat. And that steady beat is the pace of the music, and this is your beats per minute. So if you take number 1, Largo, this means very slow and it's played around 40 to 60 beats per minute. And it's worth getting yourself a metronome. You can get a free metronome app actually, which gives you a steady beat per minute, and you can set it to whatever speed you like. So Largo is very slow and it's around 40 to 60 beats per minute. So if I was to play my metronome at 50 beats per minute to give you an idea of what it sounds like and how slow it is. So you can hear how slow Largo is. Now number 2, Adagio. This means slow and stately. So this is usually played around 60 to 76 beats per minute. So if I was to set my metronome to about 70 beats per minute, it would sound like this. So a bit faster. And then moving up to number 3, we've got Andante, which means to play at a walking pace. This is set usually between about 76 and 108 beats per minute. Next is Moderato, which means play at a moderate pace. This is usually about 108 to 120 beats per minute. So if I show you 120 beats per minute, we're getting much faster now. Now number 5, Allegro, this is fast. And they're talking between 120 and 160 beats per minute. So if I set my metronome to 150, this is getting really fast. Now the last 2 are super fast and you don't come across them as much, but Presto means very fast and this is 160 to 200 beats per minute. So if I play, say, 180 beats, and then Prestissimo means a very, very fast, and this is anything over 200 beats per minute. So I'll play, say, 220. That's super fast, and you won't come across much music that plays that fast. But you do need to know what these words mean. Now, these aren't the only tempo markings that you'll come across. There are more, but these are the only ones you really need to be aware of at this stage. Now, a common mistake is to think that just because a piece of music is busier and has more notes in, that it's being played faster and that the tempo is different. But that's not the case. The tempo is that steady pulse in the background of your notes. Just because you have more notes squeezed into that pulse doesn't mean your music is faster. So if I give you an example here, now this is Adagio, which means slow. So Adagio is about 66 to 76 beats per minute. Now, a lot of the time, a piece of sheet music will actually tell you exactly how fast they want you to play it. And if that's the case, you'll see it written like this. So a little quarter note there indicating that they want you to play this piece at 70 beats per minute. So you can actually set your metronome to 70 beats per minute and play your piece of music along to it. So let me play these 3 lines of music at 70 beats per minute. So line 1. Line 2. Line 3. So it actually sounds like the piece of music is going faster in line 3, but it's not. The tempo is exactly the same. It's 70 beats per minute, based on a quarter note being 1 beat and a bar having 4 beats in it. So that could change, but if it does change, the composer will indicate this at the top and will tell you what they're expecting of you. If you see that it just says Adagio and it doesn't tell you the exact beats per minute it wants you to play at, then you just use it as a guide, because of course music is an interpretation. So you may play a piece of music in Adagio and actually not like it and want to speed it up or slow it down, and that's fine, but just be aware of what these tempo markings mean. Now, to give you an idea of all of these tempos in popular modern music, here's a few examples of pop songs at each speed. So I do suggest that you pause the video and go and have a listen to all of these songs. Now, different platforms might actually speed up or slow down their music, so not all platforms will play these exact speeds, but I checked all of these on my Alexa, so on Amazon, and these speeds were correct. So for Largo, Call Out My Name by The Weekends is played at 45 beats per minute. For Adagio, we have Can You Feel the Love Tonight by Elton John, played at 65 beats per minute. Andante, we have Halo by Beyonce, she's at 84 BPM. For Moderato, we have Like a Prayer by Madonna at 112 BPM. For Allegro, we have Bad Romance by Lady Gaga, and you can really hear that we've ramped the speed up in this song. It's 120 beats per minute. For Presto, I found One Way or Another by Blondie, 162 beats per minute, and you can really hear the way that song drives along. And Prestissimmo was really difficult. To find a pop song played at over 200 beats per minute was tough, but I did find Kaboom Kaboom by Marilyn Manson, and that's 200 beats a minute. So give all of these songs a listen and do tap your foot to the beat. Really feel that pulse so you can start to notice the difference in tempo in these songs. And when it comes to your own playing and you start to recognize these tempo markings in the music, the more you come across them, the more you'll know what it expects of you while you're playing the music. Now, with most sheet music, the tempo's going to stay the same. Not many songs change up their tempo too much within the piece. Some songs do, so you do have to keep an eye out for it. But what you will see more of is the music telling you to gradually get faster or gradually get slower, especially at the end of the piece. Many pieces at the very end tell you to gradually get slower. And there are 2 words that are used for this in Italian. You have accelerando, so this is gradually getting faster. Now for gradually getting slower, there's actually 2 words you will come across, just because they like to confuse us in music. Rallentando and ritardando. Both of these mean gradually getting slower. You could see either of them. And do be aware that these words can be abbreviated as well. So for accelerando, you might see just excel. And for rallentando and ritardando, you might see just ral or rit. But if you do see any of these on the music, now you know what it means. Gradually getting faster or gradually getting slower.